Choco apples! Hey, what's up guys? Dave here, and today we are going to make an apple butter old fashioned. You know, the season's changing and I just wanted something that really felt like fall. I thought what would be better than a whiskey cocktail that has fall spice and fall fruit flavor to it and still enough alcoholic punch to keep you warm on a cool day. This is the drink to do it. So, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, before we get started making the apple butter old fashioned, there's a couple of things we need to address. The first thing is apple butter. What exactly is it? Well, apple butter is not what the name suggests. There is no butter, there is no dairy, there's nothing of the sort in this. It's actually more like a very, very concentrated apple sauce where they cook it down longer and longer to sort of caramelize the sugars and concentrate the flavors. So think of it more of like a preserve or a jam rather than a butter. I don't know why they called it that. And it actually can have additional spices like cinnamon and clove added to it. This particular brand that I have today doesn't have anything added to it. So it's just the concentrated and cooked down apples. Now, the second thing that we need to address is the name of this cocktail. It's called an apple butter old fashioned, and it's not exactly an old fashioned. It does actually have all the ingredients that an old fashioned would have. It just has some additional things that sort of take it out of the realm of what would be considered old fashioned cocktails. Now let's talk about all those ingredients. Now the first ingredient is gonna be our whiskey, and I'm using Buffalo Trace Bourbon. Next ingredient is cinnamon syrup. And if you don't know how to make cinnamon syrup, the way I made this was just steeping cinnamon sticks in a semi-rich simple syrup. I let it sit for a couple of hours and it's got great cinnamon flavor. Next is orange bitters, our apple cider, then our apple butter, and finally, the last sort of additional ingredient that I'm adding is going to be some fresh lemon juice. Okay, so that is a lot of ingredients, a lot more than a standard old fashioned, but I assure you it's a great drink. So let's go ahead and get some things set up. Okay, so we've got all the ingredients here set up and I have sort of divided them up. These are essentially the ingredients you would use if you were just making a standard old-fashioned cocktail. I've got my bourbon, my syrup, and my bitters. And then over here, I have the extra ingredients that give this cocktail sort of its fall punch. And that's the cider, the apple butter, and the lemon. So to make the apple butter old-fashioned, we're going to add 2 ounces of our bourbon, 1/4 ounce of our cinnamon syrup, and then 4 dashes of orange bitters, 1 ounce of our fresh pressed cider. Make sure you use fresh pressed cider. And then we're gonna add 1/4 ounce of fresh lemon juice. And this is going to help cut the sweetness of the other ingredients. And the last ingredient, we're gonna add in our apple butter. We wanna add about 1 tablespoon. This is really gonna give it that deep, concentrated apple flavor. Now, since we're not gonna shake this cocktail, we wanna kind of mix it up a little bit before we add the ice and stir. So just give it a nice stir to kind of incorporate everything. Next, we'll just add our ice to the mixing glass and give it a stir for about 20 seconds or so. And once it's properly diluted, grab yourself a double old-fashioned glass. And just like my regular old-fashions, I like to pour them over 1 cube and just strain the cocktail right into the glass. And it's gonna be pretty opaque, and that apple butter really has some thickness to it. And with this cocktail, I like to garnish with fresh apple slices and a cinnamon stick. And that there is my version of the apple butter old-fashioned. Yeah, this tastes like fall. You get that really bright appley flavor. And the cinnamon from the syrup and the garnish just kind of permeates the whole drink. You don't have to call it an old fashioned, but I do recommend trying it because it is a great fall drink. So, you know, impress your friends. Do whatever you do. If you did like what you saw today and you want to see more drinks with Dave, that's me, I'm Dave. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button or hit that notification bell so you know when I come out with new videos. Anyway, that's all I got today. So until next time, cheers.